there's at least 3 types of acid reflux that you need to know about. It could be the simple, what would be truly acid reflux would be low bicarbonate in the pancreas and you're not neutralizing hydrochloric acid. There's probably at least 3, if not 4 types of acid reflux. Loosely called GERD. I love that. GERD, gastro-esophageal reflux disease. I mean, here's just another example of the allopathic community trying to lump something in a disease so they can control it and they can go after someone for treating their diseases. Well, you guys keep your diseases. Let's get into facts here. And let's take a look at true acid reflux. Now, when you consume a protein, your body can't use it. Since it's a complex structure of amino acids, just simple base chemistry, amylase, tylen, these sort of alkaline, basically, digestive enzymes won't touch it. It's too complex. We need a big boy to come along and help us. Well, that's going to be an acid. That's a wrecking ball. And that's hydrochloric acid. All right? And hydrochloric acid in the stomach releases pepsin. This is the process of breaking down complex protein structures into polypeptides, peptides, and then amino acids. Interestingly, we can only use the amino acids, so we're putting our body through this acid process and breaking it down, initially ending up into an alkaline process, of course, with lipase, but still an acid process initially. When you invoke an acid, not your cellular waste acids, but when you invoke an acid, whether it be hydrochloric acid, whether it be estrogen. Estrogen is acidic and will burn a lady, very bitter. Look at testosterone, very acidic. Aldosterone. These are your acidic steroids. Now, some acids are needed in the body to get things going, perk things up. But if they rule, decay, cancer, the breakdown of tissue is well assured, along with pain and swelling. So, acids that are produced by the human body must be neutralized in a timely manner. You notice estrogen only has basically a 3-day lifespan before progesterone, which is your alkaline corticosteroid made of LDL, comes along and then puts out the candlelight, puts out the flame of estrogen. When your kidneys are not filtering, and you'll have to go back and read the lymph and review the lymph system, because I just don't have time on these videos to go back and hash over the same stuff. Review that lymphatic video. But your kidneys are the eliminative organs of your lymphatic system. Not of water, not of blood, of your lymph system. So, when our kidneys are not filtering properly, the lymph system, which most of the time is an adrenal gland problem, not to stretch out too much information here, but your adrenal glands sit right on top of the kidneys and neurologically control them, and also through sodium and potassium pumps. So, when you're not filtering properly from your kidneys, your urine will become clear, and you will start to back up lymphatically. When the lymph system backs up in the body, it backs up head to toe, and it particularly backs up in the GI tract. That's where you get all your IBS, your Crohn's, your tumors. They don't just pop out of nowhere. This is the lymph system in the gut tissue. And this also includes the stomach and esophagus. A lot of people have these endoscopies and they go down and say, oh yeah, your acids are from your stomach are burning your esophagus. No, I beg to differ. That's worse. It's actually burning from the esophageal wall on the inside out. That's why esophageal cancers right now are very high. This isn't about your stomach acid burning you up here. This is about your own cellular acids burning you, not only up here, but all through the GI tract. And of course, you're going to pop the liver and the pancreas with it. So you're going to have some hepatitis or inflammation in the liver. You're going to have some pancreatitis, which is inflammation or acidosis of the pancreas. You're going to have it down the GI tract, in the stomach, and up the esophageal wall, and in the mouth. It's all over. That's the worst kind of acid reflux and the most common. Now, the third is simply that medical doctors started killing messengers years ago from Jenner and Pasteur theory of the germ. And I think if you research Pasteur, I think it's pretty well established. On his deathbed, he said, no, I've killed one of my kids doing this, it's not true. So I can only tell you that the third type of acid in the stomach is from sulfa drugs, particularly the use of a ridiculous use of antibiotics, which has done nothing but serve man in terms of suppressing his lymph system. Most of these cancers have an antibiotic start because using antibiotics just stopped the lymph system and stop the bacteria breaking them down. How many of you that have a septic tank out in your yard and you go out and you put antibiotics in it to kill the bacteria thinking it's going to keep your septic system clean? Not too many of you. And when your septic tank is full and it's backing up in your house, you still don't have anybody go out and put the antibiotics in your septic tank and kill them. You simply clean your septic tank out. You have to detoxify it out of your system, and when you do, you'll start seeing orange poop because sulfur is orange, it comes out orange, and if it's in your lymph nodes, you'll see it shuffling through the kidneys, and then you'll see orange urine. And so sulfur drugs, sulfur supplements do you nothing but harm, in my opinion, in long-term use. You cannot use sulfur as a miracle healer because it's an acid gas that you don't want. So I would not be involved in sulfurs. So those are the three main acid refluxes that you're going to suffer with. The worst being interstitial lymphatic constipation. You definitely want to take that one I take them all very seriously because if you don't respect an acid, it'll break you down. And it's why we're in graves early, is all about the acid side of chemistry, not the base side of chemistry. You have lymph this bad that you're burning from in the wall out. This is the worst type. We've all talked about these three different types of what they loosely call GERD. You know, you have true GERD, true acid reflux. In other words, you have a situation where your pancreas might not be giving you the bicarbonate that you need, and therefore your hydrochloric acid, when invoked, cannot properly be neutralized. That is problematic, and that can ulcerate or cancer tissue, no question. And you have the sulfur type of GERD, which you get a lot of sulfur in the gut, you really feel that. But the most common is the worst, and that is interstitial lymphatic constipation. Now that one, that's a mean one, because that's acid sitting interstitially burning on you. Thank God we've got, cholesterols and things to help us to a point. So from that standpoint, your detoxification through the kidneys and adrenals and all that are super key, because you won't find true remedy to that burn until you get those acids out of there. So that's GI broom if you can tolerate it, that's stomach and bowel formulas if you can tolerate them, because that's full of slippery elm and marshmallow, and these are gentle formulas. But some people's burn is so intense, even the gentle formulas are hurting. So this is real problematic and real serious of a problem. But you have to find a way to work your lymph system and get your lymph system moving. You got to find the fruits that you can tolerate or whatever to move your lymph system. If you can tolerate water, go on a water fast. But then you can feel water. Sometimes water will even make your stomach hurt. I wouldn't take water down that doesn't have a 7.5 to 8 pH at least. I wouldn't take acid water down when you're burning like that, because it could, even water, exacerbate the pain. Now with that said, anti-inflammatories, healing herbs, comfrey, one of the biggest healing herbs on the planet. Hell with the FDA. Comfrey, they don't have a clue. They should be sued over that. Tons of herbs have that alkaloid in them. Tons of herbs. They don't hurt. They're nothing. They can't prove crap. This is just bullcrap. Comfrey, one of the greatest healing herbs on the planet. All right, when you got mullein, anti-inflammatory, drink it down. 3-lung tea, could drink it down. That 3-lung tea could be good for you because it has, pleurisy root, mullein, and fenugreek. Could be gentle on the mucosa, but pulling on the mucosa. That would be good. Slippery elm, marshmallow, one of the greater anti-inflammatories. So these are healing herbs full of mucilage. So very healing to the mucosa. Things like that you might have to do. Now keep in mind there's nutrition in these herbs, so you're getting health from that too. But you might have to be a little gentle. Get fresh aloe. Get some fresh aloe vera. Love the plant, thank you dear, and scrape those leaves and make you a little shot glass with some aloe in it 3 times a day or every 2 or 3 hours if you have to. You might have to take teas every few hours to get this healing going on in the gut tissue. Keep it in mind always, interstitial lymphatic constipation. Key, very important that you look at that. And be dealing with that while you're trying to heal that pain in that gut, because there's no other way. There's no other way on the planet to find this remedy. You can't do anything like Pepto-Bismol and all the suppressive drugs that are out there, Zantac and all this. This is what's created some of the deeper problems, is the use of these antacids. They're not true antacids, these suppressive antacids. I had an endoscopy 2 weeks ago which found oral thrush in my esophagus, gastritis, and they diagnosed me with Barrett's esophageal issues, even though I have never had reflux. Well, you know, there's no question that you have candida overgrowth there, so parasite M is the answer, but the swelling is not good. And that swelling, remember, we've talked about this on other videos, the 3 acid refluxes. They're not real acid refluxes. So they use those words, but they don't define actuality. There's only one true acid reflux, remember? Hydrochloric acid, no bicarbonate. This issue sounds more serious to me and right on point, and that is interstitial lymphatic constipation. In other words, if you have gastritis, what's causing this? Could it be hydrochloric acid not being neutralized by bicarbonate? You're not a meat eater. And if you don't eat a lot of nuts and anything like that and you're all raw, then this is an obvious. And that is, in the wall of your stomach, in the wall of your esophagus, your lymphatic system is literally impacted. And that's where you're getting the swelling in the throat. This is the worst kind of swelling. So you really want to put yourself on a fruit fast and start pulling this mucus out of you. You're going to cough some up through the mouth probably, but again, you want to pull all this out in the GI tract, get those kidneys and adrenals filtering, because all this congestion is working its way all up through here, and that's where you get the deterioration of the bone.